Welcome back, queens and kings, and thank you guys so much for watching. So I am giving you guys affordable DIY today, where I made these gorgeous long wall taper candle sconces, which I was inspired by a DIY or two DIYs that I did last year that was inspired by Z Gallerie Alex floor mirror. So if you guys would like to see how I created these wall sconces, please continue to watch. Okay, queens and kings, so here are all the material that I will be using, which I am using most of these mirrors here that came from the Dollar Tree. They are the Octagon shape, as well as this scrap mirror that I got from Lowe's. I went in there to get some glass cut down, but the man actually had some scrap and he gave it to me for free. I'm going to use my Caulk gun that you also can find at Lowe's or Home Depot in a hardware store. I got these boards here. I'm not sure what size they are, and I purchased those boards from Lowe's as well. You're going to need a screwdriver, and you're going to need this ring hook and frame kit that I also purchased from Lowe's, but you can get it anywhere. Then I have this PL 530 marble and grout glue, as well as my hot glue gun and E6000, and that's pretty much it, as well as the glue sticks. But anyway, so now I have basically took out the hooks that I'm going to use out of the frame kit, and I'm using two on each side of the back of the wood, so out there if I can hang up. You want to do this process first before you actually place the mirrors on here, because you don't want to crack your mirrors or anything like that. So I'm just getting a ruler, basically trying to line it up, which it didn't even matter because I was catching hell trying to get these screws in here, basically screwing by hand. So what I am gonna do is just go ahead and eventually go get my drill, because this was not working for me at all. So yeah, as you can see, I went and got my drill, so that made it much easier. But I did call a little hell too, because the table that I am on is actually a little rocky, so therefore it made this process even harder. I had to do this at least by a good 10 to 15 minutes, but I got it done. Okay, so this is what they look like on the back, and all I'm going to do is just flip them over, and we're going to get ready to load our caulk gun, so therefore we put the glue and everything in there. But before that, you see this little pin piece that here, this is basically how you poke the hole into the plaster there, so therefore the glue can able to come out of this tube here. And if I didn't mention, I got that from Lowe's as well. You just place it in a slot, and then you just continue to caulk the gun, so therefore that little metal rod basically push out the glue, as you can see now as it coming out. Okay, so moving on here, now we're gonna start placing our mirrors on top of that, and you're gonna place this down as firm as possible, so therefore you don't try to get out all of the air bubbles or anything like that, but you just want to make sure that it adhere very well. And you see that I done flipped it over already. I'm basically just trying to line the wood up at least in the middle of the mirrors there. And once again, these mirrors was some scrap, so they are not equal size, but they're gonna work out. I'm gonna make it do what it do. As you can see here, that's what I'm trying to do, balance everything out. So now that we're flipping those mirrors back over, we're about to get ready so we could go ahead and clean them. Take off any debris or anything on there as much as possible before we start gluing the Octagon mirrors on top of it. Now, as you can see, I have already started layering my mirrors because there's no rhyme or reason behind this here. I'm just basically just placing the mirror on where I want to actually glue them down at before I actually glued them down, just to give an ideal look of how I want to arrange them. I could have spread them apart, so therefore the square that is making between all four of the octagon shapes that as you see now, could have made it wider or anything like that, but I actually do like the closer look because how I did my first little Z Gallerie inspired Alex mirror. So therefore I'm basically doing the same thing, nothing special. So here I'm just showing you guys where I had took the little black lid tabs and paper off. So therefore my mirrors could lay down as flat as possible. But I did this step ahead of time once I got these mirrors because this can be a hassle trying to take them off as the time that you're trying to do your video or DIYs. So now that I have got them all arranged how I want them, this is how it's looking so far. Okay, so now we're about to glue our octagon mirrors down. Since we have everything arranged and how we want it, I'm using my E6000 as well as hot glue. But this glue gun is a low temperature heat glue gun, which it does the job at this moment here, what I needed to do. Basically just help hold the mirrors down in place until the E6000 totally dries. And I'm just going to do this same step for each and every one of these mirrors. Okay, Queens and Kings, so I decided to make these out of wall sconces, and here I'm using some tower game pieces that I got from the Dollar Tree. Here I'm going to place some hot glue on one side, and I'm going to place it directly behind the mirror as close to the possum to the bottom of the mirror. This is actually going to design a base for my ledge. So I'm also going to use some E6000, and I'm going to place some E6000 right here where the little triangle crave the triangle as you see right there. And then I'm going to take the third game piece and I'm going to place some hot glue on one end of it. And this is actually where I started to build my ledge for to make this out of the sconces. But the three game pieces here actually touch the back of the two that I meant the bottom of the two that I put on the back of the mirror, if that makes sense. And I put the E6000 to help hold it to make it a stronger hold. So now I'm going to take my mirror, my last mirror, I'm going to clean it off a little bit, and then I'm going to use some E6000 on one end of the mirror. This end where I'm placing this at, this is going to touch the mirror itself. And I'm going to place some E6000 on the game pieces as well as some hot glue. And then we're just going to set the mirror directly on top of the DIY ledge that we did. And we're going to press firmly so everything can connect so it can dry to a stronger hold. And I'm going to place some hot glue to actually secure it even more. All right, queens and kings. So here are my taper wall sconces that I was inspired once again by two DIYs that I did 2 years ago. And I totally love the way that these came out. I love the tall taper candles that I have here, which they was also from the Dollar Tree. So those are very affordable, but it did not come with the gold base on them. I actually took them off some other candles, taper candles that I have. But I totally love the way that it came, that it turned out, which I have them here on the side of this mirror here, but they will not be here next time you guys get to see them. Well, this mirror won't be here anyways, but I hope you queens and kings enjoyed the video. I would try to link down as much items that I could find, or I would just list the items that I did have so you guys can actually find them for yourself. Because like I said, I went into store and picked up these items. I did not purchase these items offline, none of the items, but I hope that don't stop you guys for actually being inspired of doing this DIY, because it was affordable and it is glamorous. As we all know, that's what we love here at the castle. But if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and share, subscribe to the castle. Also comment down below and give us a big thumbs up. And I will talk to you queens and kings in the next video. Bye bye.